Hey y'all, I wanted to share what I've been up to lately. I've been working on Christmas stuff and I'm behind as usual. I feel like I don't know, I'm always running like a little behind. So today is December 3rd and I've collected stuff for my December journal, which I kind of thought about doing like a daily. I don't know if I'm actually going to commit to doing a daily. I don't know, I'm not going to commit to that. However, I am going to journal the month of December, and I wanted to have plenty of paper in my journal to do it if I wanted to do a page or like a 2-page spread even on some days, and I wanted to have plenty. So I couldn't decide. That's part of the reason why I am late doing this, is because I started thinking about it a couple months ago, didn't put a lot of effort into it until last month, and then November just turned into one of those months that this kept getting put on the back burner. Next thing I know, it was the last day of November, and I'm like, okay, I have to have a journal. Okay, so what I decided to do is, this was a Reader's Digest book, and it's from the 60s. Copyright was the 60s. It was one of the Reader's Digest. What are they called? These. Like, here's the spine. It was in such terrible shape that I took it apart. This is Reader's Digest condensed books. This is volume 1 from 1962. But it was in such sad shape. It was literally falling. Right here where the hinge was, it was literally coming apart. So I'm going to turn this into a bookmark. And I made a new spine using fabric. This is actually book cloth, and looks like I have like little gluey things on there I need to get off. Anywho, so what I decided to do basically is make myself an insert for December, and I'm going to make an insert every December, and then I will put these in here, kind of like a traveler's notebook idea, I'm not sure if I'm going to sew it in, if I'll actually stitch each insert in each year, as I finish them, or if I'm just going to actually band it in like a traveler's notebook, just make elastic bands to go inside. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And that's okay. That's what I keep telling myself. But that's okay, even though I haven't made a decision. So I kept it really simple. I made a really humongous spine here. I don't even remember how wide. How wide did I make this? Oh, 3¼ inches wide. I don't know why I chose that number, but apparently I thought I needed it to be super wide. So anyway, I loved it because of the cardinals, and even though the spine was coming apart, the actual cover was in great shape. And then I just covered it with some paper on the inside. And then I made this, trying to find a piece of paper here. These are just little slip-in pockets. I mean, not much is going to fit in here, so I'll only be able to like put maybe a few tags or whatever. But I decided to keep it super simple and not make like pockets or anything. And I had this in my stash. I think I got this at a resale shop. It already had the edges, like that. So anywho, that's what I did. I kept it super simple. So that is my actual cover, I guess, whatever you want to call this, that I'll be adding to every year. And then here's the insert I made for 2017. And again, I just used some paper from my stash, and most of my scrapbook paper, y'all, I get from the resale shop. I do. I mean, I rarely buy it new. I just don't. I just like buying used stuff. Sometimes I find it at estate sales too. Anywho, I'm pretty sure that's where I got this. If I didn't get it in a resale shop, my friend Carla might have sent this to me too. I'm not sure, because Carla sent me all kinds of beautiful Christmas stuff. So I've trimmed it with some lace on the top and some, this did come from Carla, this little glittery trim on the bottom. And the reason why I did this, FYI, is I cut this just a little too short. And why I did that, I don't know, but I did. So I decided, oh, what the heck? I like stuff hanging out of my journal anyway. I'm just gonna, put trim on there and make it hang way out, see? So this insert, I did not really decorate it much on purpose because I like to do that as I go. I like to have just kind of like a blank canvas, so to speak, with just my junk journal paper, and then do it as I go. So I put a few things in here, but for the most part, it's totally not done. So it's the 3rd. I still haven't even journaled for the first couple days of December. So, but I wanted to get this up to show y'all. Oh, also one more thing. I actually made a 1/4 inch spine on this because I knew it was already chunky because of all the stuff I put in there. And I knew it was going to get even more chunky. So, I don't know if you've ever done a traveler's style notebook. Usually they don't have a spine like that. They're just, they're just folded in half basically and then stitched or stapled through the center. But I actually made a spine. So, because I wanted to have plenty of room. And I may add pockets or something here later. I don't know. This is an old Christmas card that I got at a resale shop. And what's super cool about it is, well, here, let me show you another one. Okay, so here's the one I altered and put in here. This is what they actually look like. I have a bunch of them. They're all different though. It was never used. It's just an old Christmas card, and it is a trifold that opens up like this. And it's the type of card that's folded in half like this. And then there's the back. It's blank. So you've got this side and then this side, right? So what I did is I took this one and I closed up the bottom and made this a side pocket that right now just has some ephemera stuff in there that I'm planning on making tags and I don't know what all with, like a calendar page stuff. I like to decorate from stuff like that. And I just used lace and I sewed this one is what I did. This is wrapping paper sample. I have a wrapping paper sample book. And I love that thing. I think that might be one of my most favorite purchases I've ever gotten at a resale shop. It is so fun because there is boatloads of pieces of, they're nice size, like 10 by 12 or something like that, of samples of all kinds, from birthday to holiday to wedding to all, everything's in there. Anywho, it's beautiful paper, and this is actually 2-sided paper, so blue and gold. This is from an old little cookbook pamphlet thing. Like, here's another piece of paper from it. It's from I think it's from the late 40s, early 50s, and I love it because it has the plaid on the bottom. And anywho, so there's that, and then this is an ad from a Life magazine for McCormick. This is from the 60s. And look at that. I love old advertisements. And so this was pretty fragile, so I backed it to some of my favorite Japanese papers that I get from Daiso. It's a really thin, kind of like tracing paper weight, but it's super strong. So I like it because I can back paper that's kind of fragile, but it doesn't make it like cardstock heavy. It just makes it a little more sturdy. This is an old children's book. And this is a postcard. I have a whole bunch of these. I just love this postcard. I think it's from the early 70s, don't you think? I don't know. And then this wrapping paper, y'all. Oh my goodness. Okay. This might be, well, I keep saying this, like my favorite thing ever. It is, I'm sorry, I'm being silly, but this is super cool, y'all, because I think this is from the 60s, and it was so fun. I got it at not a resale shop, an estate sale, and I bought several things of wrapping paper from this family, at this family's house, and you could tell it was really old. What's super cool about this is not only is it old, but it was used, and I'm assuming it's the woman of the house, but who knows? It could have been the man. I don't know. They had carefully removed most of the tape and then rolled it back onto the roll. So there's like these little creases and then tape where it rips off the foil. I love it. It makes me laugh out loud. I mean, I love it. Anyway, okay, can I say that one more time? Okay, I won't. Here's a paper clip I made with an old button. This button came from my sweet friend Carla. Isn't it cute? I love it. So I put it on a paper clip. And I backed this wrapping paper because, of course, it's very fragile. If you can only imagine, because, you know, it's that really thin foil type, and then it's old, and then it's, you know, wrapped a gift before, you know, so it's seen a lot in its life. And I did the same thing. I backed it to that Japanese thin paper. And then this also came from my friend Carla. Isn't that beautiful? It's a very thin, like acetate plastic die cut. I just love it. So I glued that in, and just FYI, y'all, I mean, you probably already know this, but this is what I love to use for, especially plastic or anything I want to do a quick grab with fabric or plastic and stuff. And it's clear, it dries clear, so you can't even see the glue really. I mean, maybe it's showing up on the camera more, I don't know, but like in real life, you can't really see it. And then some old graph paper. And then this came from a cookbook that I actually made another journal. And this cookbook is from 1970. And anyway, I loved it. I saved some pages out of it for my journal. And then another page out of that Life magazine. It's the other half of the ad. Because the Life, you know how big Life magazine is, right? It's a really big magazine. So I basically cut it, not quite in half, but sort of. And so this is the bottom half. See, there's the cookies right there. And then this is the top half. And I had to do it in the center because you had to see all those pretty cookies. Aren't they cute? And then these are little snowflakes. I'm not sure how old they are, but I got this at a resale shop. I mean, not a resale shop. Why do I keep saying that? An estate sale. And I think these are from the 60s. They're so cute. I love them. Okay, so we've already seen that, right? And there's that lovely wrapping paper. Love it. And there's the other, that children's book. I attached it to, this came out of an old calendar, I think from the 80s. And there's the other half of that ad in Life magazine. The Schilling Vanilla and the McCormick food coloring. I just love that. Another, this is the other side of that sheet from that little cookbook thingamajigger, little cookbooklet, you know, those little freebies I think they used to hand out. I guess they still do, right? They still hand out little freebies. There's the other half of that Christmas card that I altered. Okay, so like I said, I sewed it down here to close it up, and then I stitched it here too to make 2 pockets, and then I hole punched right there so you could easily get in there. And this ornament came, which I'm going to use it as a tag. My friend Carla sent this to me. Isn't he wonderful? I just love him. And then, of course, here's the other pocket. I may end up putting a little, I may use my corner punch. I mean, not corner punch. My circle cutter. Whatever. You know, my circle punch. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But isn't that wonderful? So then this is plain, so I can decorate this any way I want. I don't know if I'll put a picture or what. And there's the other half of the cookbook paper that I told you about. See, 1970 Imperial Sugar Company, Sugar Land, Texas. That's the sugar that basically we always have used growing up in Texas. Anyway, it's a cool old cookbook. And then this is a picture, you know, that Santa, when you go get your picture taken with Santa, sadly, Santa was not in there. There's no picture, but it's just the little sleeve that it came in. Isn't he cute? And I love this graph paper. It's red and green. And then here's the first page from this Reader's Digest book. This is the first page. I had to put it in here. Volume 1, 1962 Winter Selections. Oh, and here's the cover of that little cookbook thing, little booklet. Some of my favorite good things to eat by Martha Lee Anderson. Isn't that cute? What does that say? Oh, sorry, I keep hitting the camera, don't I? 1940? Is that what that says? Oh, it does. That's older than I thought it was. Okay, so this is from 1940. I was thinking it was not quite that old. Anywho, it's in great shape. This paper is really nice paper. And this came from an old calendar, some antique dolls. And this is wrapping paper that is not vintage, but it's not new. I got this at a resale shop. And then this is a vintage card that I got at a resale shop that somebody sent. I think that's French. Yeah, it's French. So I have no idea what that says. So maybe you know. 1966. So this was sent, I guess, in December of 1965. I'm thinking, I have quite a few of these. I really love them. Not this exact one, but I think it was the same person saved all their cards or something. Anyway, they're really sweet. I love them. Some more wrapping paper sample. And then here's another Christmas card, the same one like the other one. And I did the exact same thing. So here's a pocket here. This is a pocket, and this is a pocket. Oh, how did that get all bent? Oh, it's from that. I may have to trim that up a little bit. But here's some more of those little snowflakes. I love them. They're so cute. And these I'm just going to use. These came from old calendars, so I'm going to use these to make tags or something. So I just stuck them in there. Another, sorry, that's not in focus, is it? Another paper clip. I used some buttons. And then there's the other side of that little cookbook thing. And Arm & Hammer was the one who published this. Oh, I forgot that something stuck to that. I'm going to have to fix that. Yeah, something stuck to that and damaged it. See, so I'm going to have to do something to that. I don't know. Do you know what? And then just some scrapbook paper that I put on the other side of something. What was that? The other side of... I don't know. Oh, this one. The Reader's Digest condensed book. So I attached it to the scrapbook paper. And then here's the other side of that Santa Claus picture thing. So I'm going to slide a photograph in there. Or, I don't know, something. I'll put something in there. It's going to be kind of tricky because of that. Actually, what I might do is I might trim that and open it this way. I don't know. Because it's going to be kind of tricky, you know, to get it in there. But I just sewed it in, so... Some more from that cookbook. And that's the end. That is it. So once I get this filled up, which I know it's going to be like a really chunky by the time I get it all filled. But that's okay. I'm going to have plenty of room, and I'm just going to stick it in here. And I don't know. What do you think? You think I should use elastics and like do it, you know, like a... Because if I do elastics, I would do it kind of cutie, you know. I'm not sure how, but something cute. Or should I actually sew them in? I don't know. Anywho, I just wanted to share what I have been up to and to encourage you, because if you're late like me, you're not the only one. It's not too late. It's still the beginning of December, and we can still journal about our month and not be discouraged because we didn't, you know, we're not like everybody else who's saying they start, you know, have their books made before December 1. At least that's how I felt. Okay, I'll stop rambling, you know. Anywho, I'm so glad you stopped by and you're actually watching this video. And if you're still watching to the end, thank you so much for watching this. And I'd love to hear what you think about this project that I'm doing. And if you have any suggestions on anything about it, like how I put it in or whatever, I would love to hear your thoughts. I will talk to y'all soon. Take care.